Good morning. Welcome to the Cohn phone. The 49ers play tonight at home on national television in a monsoon. I'm in Oakland right now. Going to drive down to Santa Clara this afternoon. It is raining so freaking hard outside my apartment. So this will be cool. I'm going to take your calls for the next 60 minutes. Real quick, I want to talk about what's on my mind. This is a really interesting game because of the rain. You got two offenses that haven't done much, that aren't that great. Two quarterbacks who are injury prone and controversial, highly paid. Are they good? Are they not? It's going to come down to the running game. And this is why I think the Niners should win this game, but the Colts have the better running back. The Colts technically have the better run defense. So for the Niners to win this game, they can't just be Elijah Mitchell versus Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor's better. But it won't be just Elijah Mitchell versus Jonathan Taylor. I expect with 2 weeks to prepare, we're going to see the best the 49ers run game has looked. And it's going to be all hands on deck. Elijah Mitchell, JaMycal Hasty, Trey Sermon, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, most importantly, Deebo Samuel. He's the best player on the 49ers offense by far. If they can't throw the ball down the field, if they can't throw the ball with any confidence because it's so wet, then they got to use him as a running back. They got to hand the ball off to Deebo. You can't let the rain take Deebo Samuel out of the game because the Colts' best player on offense is their running back. They're not going to have any issues getting him the ball. Something to watch for. Deebo Samuel needs to get the ball at least 10 times in this game. Is that an issue? Well, they have a problem with that. If they can't throw it to him, hand it to him. Simple enough. He's really good. One of the best players in the league. He should be able to win this game. Other than that, curious to think what you guys have to say. So there's the link. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Let me get the little thing. Boom. All right. I got the Cohn phone thing. All right, here we go. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing, Michael Miller?
I'm doing good. I beat everybody else to the jump.
You did. It's really early on the West Coast, but I wanted to get this in before football started.
I beat everybody else to the. I fixed that. Okay. No, I just got a prediction. I don't think Jimmy G will finish the game today because he's gonna get a little boo boo.
Ooh. Yeah. What Martellus Bennett said about him was really bad.
Truth?
Yeah, it's damning. And the thing that was the worst part about it wasn't that Martellus Bennett said it because I don't know if he's a reliable narrator. It's the fact that Devin McCourty just laughed and nodded his head.
He laughed because he knew it was true.
Yeah. That made me feel like that's how the team felt about him. Now it's just two people, but if Devin McCourty's like been a captain of that team forever, if he thought that was over the line, he could have said something. He didn't.
No, he's not going to say nothing because he knew it was true.
And the issue is like they feel that the Patriots felt that he made business decisions, and Tom Brady would never do that.
Well, ever. You know how he got kind of called out in the 2020 season when he was out there practicing at the end and stuff and didn't want to play, but yet George Kittle came back and played. You know, he was healthy enough to get called out on it and didn't want to play. I mean, it's just,
if you remember too, at the time, I wrote an article saying that the Niners should sit all their players because there's nothing to play for. And they made a big deal of playing Kittle. And remember, he said in his press conference, what'd you say, Grant? You said that I should practice my little heart out. Well, I'm going to play my little heart out. And he went on and on about how he's a football player and football players play football. I think Kyle Shanahan said the same thing. And a lot of people came back at the end of the year. That's why I respect
Kittle. Kittle will play hurt if he can.
If he can, yeah.
But Jimmy G, I mean, just nobody's seen him get hurt that game that he just backed out 2 weeks ago.
It's true. No one saw him get hurt in that game. That is true.
Yeah, and
to be fair, no one saw Trey Lance get hurt the next week.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense.
I just
the last two Niner quarterback injuries, no one saw, and we have no idea. Well, I guess we know when the Jimmy G one happened, but I just didn't really see it.
Yeah, you didn't really see it because it wasn't really that bad. But I don't believe
But
Trey Lance was injured. I still
okay,
don't
fair
believe
enough.
he was
But
injured.
the thing about the Jimmy one that was the weirdest detail about it is that it sounded like he pulled himself, and he didn't do it at the beginning of halftime. He did it at the end, which is weird. Remember,
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
mean,
we didn't
it's
have
like, is
time.
he gonna get a grass cut on his finger and
I don't
want to
know.
quit?
Remember, McDaniel was like, well, we didn't really have time to plan a new. That was supposed to be the Jimmy. Like, we didn't have a new whatever that first series was, where it was just handoffs. They had no plan because I guess they had the.
No,
They were
it was last second. I don't feel good. I don't want to play. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
just
not
I
good.
feel
And
bad for Trey Lance, but the trade
look,
deadline is.
the one thing that Bennett said that was too far. He's like, well, you can't win with a bitch at quarterback. Well, he does have a very good record. I think the accurate statement is you can't have a team where the quarterback might pull himself where 9 out of 10 other quarterbacks would play through it. You can't have that long term.
No, because are you going to be in the middle of the Super Bowl and at halftime?
Exactly.
I got a paper cut on my hand. I don't want to complain now.
Yeah.
You know, makes
I don't know.
sense.
It seems like most quarterbacks want to gut it out and play through injury, but he's like, well, I'm not going to look my best. My numbers are sucking.
Name one quarterback that has pulled himself over a little nothing.
I don't know. I'm not in his body. It's interesting to hear the Patriots, his former team's perception of it.
I mean, Ronnie Lott cut the tip of his finger off, kept playing. I mean, you know,
it's true. It's true.
Just saying.
Jimmy's just going to have to hand off tonight. I'm expecting this to be a lot like the game in Washington a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's going to be a lot about Jimmy.
I think we're going to get blown out.
Just don't throw a pick, Jimmy, pretty much.
I think we're going to get blown out.
Really?
I think Buckner's going to destroy the Niners tonight.
I got to take another call in a minute, but I don't see either offense really getting off in this game. I mean, neither offense is super great. The rain is coming down. Both defenses I respect. I think this is going to be like a 12-10 game. I'd be impressed if either team could get to 20 in this rain. It's going to be impressive.
I would not put it past the Niners being shut out.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. On the other end
I'm
of the
just tired. I'm tired of Jimmy. I'm ready to move on. Give Trey Lance. Let's build Trey Lance for next season. That's what I'm wanting. So
this would be a really good time to have Trey Lance in a rain game where you got to run the ball. It'd be nice to have your running quarterback. Anyway, Michael, good to talk to you, man.
All right. Later.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. Hey, I think I just wanted to talk how I think our biggest concern today is injuries with the rain, honestly.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's the biggest concern. Like, I think we've been through 2 years of just constant injuries, and I'm just sick of it, man. And I mean, I'm born and raised as a 49er fan, diehard fan, and it's just, you see them be so successful in 2019, and then you just see all these injuries. So I think they should be more flexible and let other players play today other than starters because, look, let's be honest, like this season, it's not going to go far. They might be a playoff team, get kicked out in the first round. I say let Trey Lance, let him get the football, let him see what he can do this year. It's just, you're paying $28 million a year for a quarterback who gets hurt. Same story, same thing every single week. And I think the Niners fans are just getting sick of it, man.
How do you see this game playing out, Brian?
I think you're right. I don't see any team getting past 20 points today. And I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think Indianapolis will get a touchdown, but I don't see the Niners scoring.
See, that's the thing. The Niners haven't won since Robbie Gould got hurt. If it's a field goal game, I mean, I know this Joey Sly is a strong leg, but is he good? I mean, he was on the couch a couple of weeks ago. So,
I just think with the defensive line they have and having no Trent Williams today, it's going to be really tough.
That's the thing. Like, I'm picking the Niners because they're at home and they've had 2 weeks and they've lost 3 in a row. But it's going to be like a field goal game. They don't have their field goal kicker. It's going to be a running game, and they don't have Raheem Mostert, George Kittle, or Trent Williams. Damn! Yeah. I mean, that's rough. That's rough. And the other team has Jonathan Taylor, who's averaging a cool 5.5 per carry. Yikes!
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
thing, they use Jonathan Taylor as a wide receiver too, not just a running back.
yeah.
Like that's what they're good at, is getting the whole defensive line to push. Then they got Jonathan Taylor sitting there right at the left or right side edge, and then he gets the ball and boom, there's a 60-yard drive from him. You know what I mean? So that's the one player they got to really. Fred Warner should be doing better with that. And he's a great linebacker, but he that's his responsibility, is to really like key down on those running backs and see where they are at all times. Because
I
if
think
Fred
Warner's going to have a really good game today. I also think Darius
you
Leonard.
think so?
Yeah, I think Warner's going to have a good game. I think he's going to rise to the occasion on primetime football. I think Darius Leonard will too, though. I think both of these defenses are going to play really well.
I'm just going to say one thing, because I know you got to take some other calls, but I think it's time to trade George Kittle. Big fan. I love his personality. It's time, man. Ever since he lost the championship, he's just not been the same player. His energy's not there. He's just not in it, man. I don't know what
energy
happened.
is not there. I see that too. The trade deadline is a week from Tuesday. So if he could get healthy, I wonder what I think they could get a first round pick for him. I think they could.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Maybe you get 2
But
first
hey,
round
Grant,
picks for him.
thanks for taking my call, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right. Zach, you're next. What's up, Zach?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Yep. Where you calling from?
Maryland. First, I want to say thank you for having me. I'm a big fan. I really wish that I kind of paid your channel a little bit more attention during like the Super Bowl run. But on any 49er news, I go straight to you.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I have one question.
Sure.
Well, actually, I have many questions.
Okay. We got time.
I am kind of a little bit, I don't want to use a big word like dubious, but I don't really feel confident in this season because I'm not really confident in the, I guess you could say, leadership of the group. Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends kind of get on me because I said like Trey Lance, I agree with you, kind of reminds me of like a younger, raw version of Steve Young.
Yep.
And his one start against the Cardinals was actually really fun, even though we didn't win.
Yeah.
Even him trying to run it in at the goal line.
Right.
People
hold it against him that he didn't win against the Cardinals. They weren't going to win.
It is the Cardinals.
It was the Cardinals. Yeah. Anyway.
But my question is this: if we go, because I think more realistic, we go 9-8 or 8-9 this season. Is it get to the point where Jet York may either step down or he gets to the point where he's like more in between? Because during the John Harbaugh era, he was up front. Now he's more, he took a huge step back. Will it get to the point where he just, he kind of balances the two where, he's in the mix with everything and either John leaves or Kyle just, he takes a little bit less power from Kyle and just get rid of John altogether?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm trying to think how this would work legitimately. How do billionaires take power away? He wouldn't demote himself.
No, that look.
But I mean, Jason Aponte came on my show on Thursday and had an interesting theory and said he thinks that this whole Shanahan Lynch thing is Denise's project. That Jed was in charge of Harbaugh, Kelly, Tom Sula. He thinks that Denise came in in 2017 and was like, all right, man, you're done. I'm doing this. And so I don't know. I mean, it seems like if you think that he's fallen back, maybe it's because Denise has taken more of a leadership role in the organization and maybe she would make the call here. So if the 49ers missed the playoffs this year and this was her setup that she put together 5 years ago, maybe she'll tweak it. Maybe she should. I still think that Parag has too much power. He's been there for freaking 21 years and they've had 4 winning seasons or something in that time. So
and not to cut you off, I'm always a fan of the movement. Whereas if you get a new regime in, you just cut off all the previous regime. Like whoever's with the past one, they all have to go and get fresh new ideas.
I agree with you on that. And to me,
everything.
part of the reason that the Yorks don't have sustained success the last 2 decades is because Parag has been a common denominator there for 2 decades. I mean, every GM, every head coach that comes in has to work with him, and he's much more powerful than your average cap guy.
Yeah,
vice president,
which doesn't make sense. And of course, I know you got more costs, but I would say one thing: during the draft, I wanted I wanted Justin Fields. I really wanted Justin Fields, and how they used Trey Lance and against the Cardinals kind of backed the idea. Is like, if you wanted to run this offense, you might as well just get Justin Fields, because this is what the Ohio State offense was. And I think this summer is going to be really pivotal for the 49ers, because Kyle's going to have to make a decision. Management has to make a decision. The quarterback coach, the play caller, the offensive coordinator, even the offensive line coach, Mike McGlinchey, has to go. Absolutely.
Thank you.
He has to go.
I'm real curious to watch
run
Jalen Moore today at left tackle. Like, if he's a good left tackle off the bench, then why wasn't he playing right tackle? Why wasn't he playing right guard? Why do the Niners have this asset just waiting there when the right side of their line is crumbling? I don't get that. So yeah, I'm curious on that one.
And I honestly would love that, if this ever happens, like, just to like role play, that Jed York just brings Kyle and John in office and just say, listen, from 2017 to now, we could have had Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Worth from the Buccaneers. We're going to have the safety from the Chargers,
Tom Brady,
Buda Baker, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like, and
in
you
5
guys
years.
settled
in
5 years. We could have had, we could have repeated just in in any, like in a fantasy world, we could have repeated. But the ideal offseason is we get a new offensive coordinator, because Trey Lance has to be the future. If not, then if he busts out, but we still put the right things around him, as a fan base, as a fan, I'm completely fine with that. Even as management, I'm fine with that. He just wasn't the right pick. But
well, hold on real quick. I like Trey Lance, and I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I like what I've seen. I think he's actually bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic than Justin Fields. I still like the pick. But at minimum, they need a new quarterback coach this offseason, because this Scangarello is here for Jimmy. They have a relationship. They went back to 2017. He got Jimmy ready to play. Then he left and became an offensive coordinator, came back. No. He has nothing to do with Trey Lance. They need someone who can actually coach a mobile quarterback who needs some mechanics work.
Oh, am I still here? Yeah,
you're still here. You lost me?
My bad.
Are you good?
I actually can't hear anything.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you go then. See you, Zach. That was a good call, though. What's up, Jake?
Yo, what up, Grant?
What's up? How you doing?
All right, good, man. Just hanging out, getting ready for some football.
Oh, cool. Where are you calling from?
Albuquerque, New Mexico, man.
Nice, man. I've been watching a lot of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Better Call Saul. It's pretty.
Oh, it's very nice, man. Especially the sunsets in the mountains,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. So what's on your mind today? Who's winning this game?
It's gonna be tough, especially if it's a rainy day, like they're saying. It might be like that Washington game.
Yeah. Yep.
So, for me, I think the Colts in that line and Buckner have an advantage. Because of that rain. I think Buckner wants to feast and get some revenge. I think it's a big revenge game for Buckner.
I agree. I don't know. Just when you put it on paper, it's kind of scary from a Niners perspective. Like, that front seven of Indianapolis is good. Where they're vulnerable is the back end, but like the rain is going to be preventing you from attacking that. And then your running game has been mediocre for 2 years. It's been mediocre since you ran over the Packers in the NFC Championship game. And this running game that you're going against is statistically good. So the Niners are kind of like have the disadvantage in both areas. I think they got to get really creative. Of course they can. They got to let Deebo Samuel take over. It's going to be hard, but you can use him as a running back. You can.
Yeah, definitely. They like, I've been watching the guys' shows, and they got to do something. They got to figure something out to get that running game going. Because if they can't, then they're, especially with they can't pass the ball with Jimmy, because especially with Trent Williams out, Kittle's out, it's gonna get. I think it'll get ugly, especially with Buckner right there in the middle.
I can see them having a lot of trouble running the ball. I mean, no Trent Williams, no George Kittle, no Raheem Mostert. Why do we think they're gonna just run over Indianapolis? Like, the Niners have had a mediocre run game this year, last year. It's just not the same. Everyone thought that Raheem Mostert was overrated, and the Niners were paid. He wasn't justified in asking for a raise. The Niners should trade him. They should get rid of him. Now it's like, well, he's hurt. Mostert's hurt. What do you really expect? Yeah, exactly. Mostert was really good.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly. And like, you guys have been talking about all the personnel, like all the decisions they've been making in the offseason, letting Buckner walk and letting Kendrick Bourne go. I think So when they let Buckner go to the Colts, they lost. Basically, they lost twice. They bit themselves in the butt twice because you figure they let Buckner go, right? Armstead is not the player that Buckner is at all. Like I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he can't. He's not that type of player.
Jake, can you imagine if the Niners lose this game and Buckner has a sack or two? Can you imagine what the fan base would say, feel, do? What the locker room would? Oh my God, we just lost our fourth straight at home on national television, and Buckner's the one who put the stake in the coffin. Like, wow.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
Do you think if the Niners lose this game that Jed York will send out an apology tweet?
I hope he does.
Oh man, I doubt he will. But that's the stakes here. If they lose this game, it's like that type of a loss. The Niners have to win this game, and they don't have Trent Williams, George Kittle, or Raheem Mostert. Ooh, rough.
Yeah, it'll be tough.
It will.
And like basically on that trade for Buckner, like I was saying, man, they didn't gain anything from it. Trading him to the Colts because Kinlaw's not even available. He can't even play.
It was like losing him for nothing. And
it was
basically.
Yeah, it was a lose-lose.
And like I understand that if they had drafted Tristan Wirfs, you would like the trade better. But they didn't. They drafted a guy who had a bad knee, and they knew it. So I don't know. What am I supposed to say? That it was a good idea? It wasn't. They messed it up. The whole idea was to trade Buckner and replace him with someone at the same freaking position. So Kinlaw was the only availability. It was the only option. He had a messed up knee, and the Niners were like, well, he's the only option. So we're going to hope that knee is better. Like,
yeah. Like, what if it was Armstead they traded instead? What if they traded Armstead and they kept Buckner and then they drafted Kinlaw? How would that fare out? Maybe Kinlaw would maybe benefit like Armstead.
If they hadn't traded Buckner, they wouldn't have had that pick up top. Like, they traded Buckner for that 13th pick. So, That's true. I mean, they still would have had that pick that they would have had like at the end of the first round. They could have gotten Trevon Diggs, or they could have gotten T. Higgins. I mean, there's a lot of guys they could have gotten in the first round who are better than Ayuk right now.
Definitely. At least a player that can make a big impact on the team, which Kinlaw can't.
Like when you pick at the end of round one and like the 30, like they were 30, like 31 because they went to the Super Bowl. It's a great spot to take a corner. Perfect time to take a corner. Could have had Trevon Diggs, who went I think 30 something. So they blew that. Like
if like even with the Trey Lance stuff, like how they're not starting Trey and he's just sitting on the bench and there's this whole quarterback controversy. What I would have done in the draft is if they were going to start a quarterback or start a new team till next year, I would have just went with J.C. Horn if he was sitting there at 1, and then waited till round 2, and then probably try to get like you said, Trayvon Diggs or even Asante Samuel Jr. So you got two good corners right there that are pretty. I think they're pretty solid and they're pretty much proven because they've showed it so far in the league.
Yeah, and I think the Niners missed the playoffs, there's a lot of reason to overhaul the front office. Like, this drafting is terrible. Rod Marath, pretty much the whole time he's been here, it's got to be him, has overseen a front office with so many different people that refuses to take corners before round 3. It's ridiculous. Parag is the common denominator. Jake, I got to take some more calls, man, but thank you for calling in.
Yeah, for sure, Grant. We'll see you next time, man.
Later. Franklin, are you outside?
No.
Franklin. No? It's just raining that hard. We can hear it. All right, that's what's up.
Nah, sorry. I'd been on a lot sooner, but I'm in college.
Oh, Franklin from the Rouge. What's up, man?
Same old, just going to school.
See, I thought you were calling from Oakland because it's raining that hard here too, but I guess it's just raining that hard everywhere. Anyway, what's on your mind?
Oh man, I'm a little surprised because when I said D'Amico Ryan's going to be an excellent defensive coordinator, I thought it was going to be in year 2, not year 1.
You called it. Man. He's terrific. Really good. Seeing what he did against Kyler Murray, I was really impressed. Couldn't believe that. 17 points he held Arizona to. That's as good as anything Salah's done, is it not? I don't know.
It really is.
It really is.
And then I would take that a step even a little further. Salah struggled with the running quarterback. He just found a way to contain him.
Yep. 2 games in a row. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, the 2 most elusive quarterbacks other than Lamar. Really well done.
Oh yeah.
Really well done. Yeah.
So that was a lucky call on my part.
Yeah. Nah, that was – you're smart, man. That was a good call. D'Amico doesn't get enough credit.
No. And then it's like amazing because he's doing such a good job with that secondary.
Right. Agreed. Absolutely. That secondary, like Josh Norman, dude off the street. Honestly. Manuel Mosley's good, but he's got dude off the street starting at 1 cornerback. If it's not Norman, it's Kirkpatrick.
Emmanuel Mosley that's like another call I had. I feel like I got lucky with. I feel like he's going to have a comeback year, but got to stay healthy.
Got to stay healthy. See, that's why I think the Niners can and should win this game tonight is this defense is really good. It still has Fred Warner. It still has Nick Bosa. Armstead's still a good player. The 2 safeties. Mosley's a hell of a player. They're at home. They've lost 3 in a row. It's prime time. They're going to rise to the occasion. The defense will. I don't have any expectations for the offense. But I don't really think much of the Colts offense. They're banged up too. Anyway.
Yeah, they're banged up. My expectation for the offense is to do what they've been doing all season. Start off extremely slow with Jimmy Garoppolo. The thing is, what I saw from Trey Lance when he started, that offense is too slow for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. They got to speed it up. I don't know what they feel he's ready for or not ready for, but the next time he gets in and starts, which would be maybe next week or next month, I'd like to see something a little bit more ambitious or whatever than what we saw against Arizona. That was pretty weak.
What I'd like to see is
go ahead.
Personally, what I'd like to see is I don't want to see a Robert Griffin III playbook. If you want to model his style after someone, model it after Dak Prescott. It's the same skill set for taller.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, don't use him like he's RG3. Like sprinkle that stuff in, but he should be running your offense the way under center like Matt Ryan did.
I like for me, if I'm in charge of Trey Lance development, I don't see why, because the only thing I see the 49ers doing is hiring a former quarterback. They're not going to hire an elite QB coach. They're not going to do that. They don't want someone being smarter than their offensive coordinator who don't really have power over the offense right now. If I'm going to take Trey Lance to that next step, Dak Prescott is the perfect model. Throw some Dak Prescott plays in there. Give him a running game. Draft some offensive linemen and cornerbacks, because you can't keep leaving your defensive coordinator out there to keep saving you.
Agree. Franklin, great call. Thanks for calling in. I got to take some more.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Jodeci, man.
What's going on, Grant? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm fiending. You got me fiending.
Hey,
Sorry.
man, brother, that's my name, man. That's how we do it, brother.
Yeah.
Calling live and direct, man. San Francisco, California, man. We are out here in the storm, man. I cannot get out this storm, brother. I got to work today until about 1:30, and then y'all will catch me over at Levi's Stadium like a crazy man with my poncho and my little Hennessy bottle, man, and we gonna be out there, bro. We gonna ready for
that sounds like a party for sure.
Hey, man, get that yak inside you, man. You gonna be all right, man. We gonna be okay, man.
Little heme,
little Leezy's and he, man. I'm about to pull out the Mac Dre on him one time. Come on, Grant. You already know, bro. Hey, real quick, I just want to give you a shout out, bro. You are very consistent with your content, bro. I just got to give you some love and non-biased, man. I like how you just keep it real. Gonna keep it straight up from our perspective, man. A lot of people don't keep it real, man. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too. Thank you.
One thing I gotta say, man, I feel like we're getting too ahead of ourselves, man. I feel like, I'm a 49er fan since 1989. I'm 32 years old. So when I came out the womb, I was handed off right to the 49er regime, bro. So I've been it ever since. So I mean, it's hard for me to separate being patient, you know what I'm saying, and trusting somewhat of this process that has been this 5-year, going on the 6-year run of Shanahan and Lynch. And I just get these back, of what happened beforehand when we had Jim Tomsula, Chip Kelly, Trent Baalke and those guys, man, with Brandon Hoyer. Was it Brian Hoyer and who else is our quarterback?
Who cares?
Man?
Brian, whatever.
Right,
Hoyer,
right,
yeah,
right.
That
and
guy.
I feel like if we compare that team to where we are today, are we where we should be at this exact moment? No, but I think we're leaps and bounds ahead of the team that we had before this regime. And I just feel like us as 49er fans, especially with the last couple of years, NFC Championship, Super Bowl, even before that with Kaepernick and Harbaugh, I think we've been kind of spoiled the last, 8, 9, 10 years with a couple bad years here and there. I feel like we getting kind of spoiled, man. I think we need to just relax, man. I don't think that Shanahan is making all the right decisions. I don't believe John Lynch is making all the right decisions, of course, yada, yada. But when we compare them to the past and the previous people that we had in charge, I believe we're in good hands, man. It's hard for me to say that we're not in better hands today than we were beforehand. You know what I mean?
I would agree. Absolutely. Yeah. I guess the question is, next year will be year 6. Do you have the confidence that like the organization structured the way it is right now can fix the issues that we've all identified, or have they taken it as far as they can? And are these issues going to hold them back? Like, can you do better, or can the Yorks not do better? I don't know. Like for example, if they miss the playoffs, what tweaks would you make? I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, like you said we should.
We are.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Let's put it this way. If they miss the playoffs, would you make tweaks?
I would make tweaks, but I don't think they would be so drastic.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, for the coaching staff, I like DeMeco Ryans. I like the quarterback coach. Get him out of here. If we're not going to keep Jimmy G, get him the
get rid of Wes Welker, dude. What do you do? What results have you gotten? You were a really good player.
Listen, when we signed him, I thought we signed him as like a wide receiver. When I heard, I'm like, bro, why are we getting old man Welker, man? You know what I mean? Is he going to teach us how to cut? Is he going to teach Debo how to be in this? What is he teaching us? And then I found out he was our actual coach, and I'm like, bro, what are we doing? What is this because of name basis?
That's your buddy.
I drove around Tom Brady. Does that mean I'm gonna be a quarterback coach? I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to have some kind of a resume, and I guess we're his first stop on his resume. Hopefully he'll become a good coach.
There's been too many flat out busts in the wide receiver room for him to stick around. So that's 2 things you could change right there. 2 things.
And you know what I think? After this year, we have to. I like Jimmy. I'm not bad on Jimmy. I like Jim. I just feel like, with Trey, we got to go all in, man. And I like Trey Lance. I think he's a phenomenal prospect. I think he's raw, but with the right, coaching and the right situation, I think he's going to be okay. I just think that we can't go back with this teeter-tatter, back and forth. I think we need to stick to our guns and go, look, you know what, Jimmy, give us a 3rd pick, whatever, 4th-round pick, and let's, enjoy yourself, have a good day. And it's the Trey Lance show, you know what I mean? Because we give up so much to get him, man, and it's like I'm not expecting him to win us the game today or tomorrow, but in the next year or 2, we still got to, we got a good defense, man. We got to take advantage of why we still got these guys on the good contracts until, because when Bosa's contract come up, we don't have to pay these guys, man. We don't have to pay them. Debo Samuel, I mean, my favorite player in the whole world, Debo Samuel. I mean, he is the Swiss Army knife, man. I love seeing him play. I wish we hand the ball off to him. Like, real talk, let him be the running back for. I would love to see that. Just for
that's what I'm saying tonight. That needs to happen because it might be hard to throw the ball to anyone,
and it's going to be extremely hard, man. And I just feel
can't let the rain take Debo out of the game. That can't happen.
Right. We cannot let that happen. And also, too, even Trey Sermon, like I had a lot of expectations for him. I watched him a lot in Ohio State. I thought he was a phenomenal. The way he plays and runs the ball is in your face. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like. We needed that, but I don't know why. I feel like he's a little timid, or I don't know if he's still young to where he gets the pity pat feet where he gets in the line. He gets a little, wants to do too much. It's like, bro, north or south? Yeah, exactly. Bro, north or south? Take it.
That's what Carlos Hyde was like when he first came to the Niners too. Always bouncing runs to the outside. Like, dude, who do you think you are?
Bro, I missed the early stages of Guapo, man. He was oh my God, bro. I missed. That's that kind of runner he reminds me of and has the potential of.
Yep. Same system coming out of school. Yep.
Right. And I just feel like Ohio State, man, he has that grit to him, and I feel like he'll catch his stride. But I mean, with Shanahan, man, it's a who's who with running backs. I mean, he could make he could get somebody off. He could probably make me lose some weight, bro, and I'll be out there averaging, 5 yards a carry, man. You know what I mean? He just has a knack for.
They need you, man.
Guys.
They need you. All hands on deck tonight.
They do, bro. But I don't want to take up too much time, brother. I just want to show y'all some love, man. And we're going to be out there, man. Hey, man, go Niner gang over everything, baby.
Great call, man. Calling anytime.
Yes, sir.
Later. That was great. Mugs and Roses. Sorry, man. I wish everyone could see how fly that jacket is right now. But we got to be real careful out here now. What's up?
It's all good. I heard what happened, the whole situation. What was I going to tell you? So – man, we're playing against the Colts. Both teams are pretty banged up on offense. Their defense is kind of trash. I mean, it's like a paper bag almost. But one thing I kind of want to get on is every time. I mean, granted, we have Fred Warner, who's like an all-pro linebacker, but at the same time, have you watched him play? How many times he's missed the tackle? How many times? It seems like once he got paid, his like whole effort just kind of, went sideways.
Wow.
And I'm like, the contract doesn't,
because he's going to need to have like 15, 16 tackles tonight.
Oh, easily. He's going to have to step it up to match his pay grade. Because, I mean, we gave him all this money, all these years with us. And for him to kind of just be a little lackluster into this, I don't know if it's because, he's under D'Amico Ryans and whatever reason, but it just seems like anytime.
The defense is pretty good right now. You don't think you're being a little harsh on Big Fred? Federico?
I like D'Amico. Don't get me wrong. He switched up good. If you notice, like his first two games are kind of shoddy, and then after everyone got on him, he like kicked it up a notch. Fred Warner, though, I haven't seen anything from him, and that's just being completely honest.
Fred, he's calling you out. He's calling you out, Fred.
And I'm also calling out George Kittle. George Kittle too, lackluster as well. So I'm coming for heads on this one. If we're going for gold, I'm gonna go for Fred Warner, Kittle, and
What are you drinking?
That work. A Bang.
What is that?
It's like an energy drink, a healthy energy drink.
Oh, okay. I was like,
it's like one of those.
Already, man, it's 9:40.
No, I wish, man. No, but no. Honestly, though, our running backs are going to be the star of the game. There's no way we're going to be throwing to anybody. There's no legit targets that can actually, get hands on deck. But
they better get Debo the ball. Is all I'm saying, man. If they don't,
it has to go to Debo.
They lose.
If Brandon Ayuk flops again, oh man, we're gonna be hurting.
They gotta get the ball to Ayuk too, man. Use him as like a punt returner on offense. Let him
do something. I mean, and then where's Trent Sherfield? Utilize Trent Sherfield. The man has sticky hands for a reason.
True.
Dwelly, like you guys got to stick him. Yeah, Dwelly as well.
Yeah, don't drop the ball all the freaking time. Don't throw to Debo.
Yeah.
Hand the ball to Debo.
And I swear to God,
yeah.
If McGlinchey gets run through again by anybody, I'm gonna have to go put on. I'm just gonna eat a pizza, put some pads on, and go out there in Santa Clara myself. Can't complain about weight anymore, bro.
I want to see who plays better, McGlinchey or Jalen Moore. I'm genuinely interested to see. I want to see.
So am I.
Yeah.
So am I.
Man. I gotta take the next call. It's always good to see you, man. Peace.
Take care, man. Always good seeing you too.
All right, later. The Big 2-5. What's up? Yo.
Hey, Grant.
Hey.
How's it going, man? Sorry about that. I was grabbing some coffee.
You good? How you doing?
Hey, man. Yeah, long time listener, first time caller.
Cool.
Hey, so I'm, when Chip Kelly got fired, the minute he got fired, the first person I wanted badly was Shanahan, man. But year after year, man, he's just not it, man. This front office, man, if you look at the draft history, I've got to say they failed on 60 to 70% of their draft picks overall.
I mean, their ability to get guys who do absolutely nothing is amazing. Like, just huge whiffs.
From what I've seen, Shanahan, he wants players with speed, right? And with that comes durability issues from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Good point. That's a good point. He likes small, fast players, and they Yeah.
Another thing, man, is, and you've said this many times, man, Shanahan's ego is his biggest problem. He never takes any blame for anything he's done wrong. And I'm getting sick of it, man. I'm sorry for being such a negative Nelly on your show,
Maybe
man.
one
But
thing if he had like won those 2 Super Bowls and he was like above reproach, but he didn't, and he's not. So I don't understand. Guys who carry themselves like champions who aren't champions, I always I don't know, man. You haven't earned that. Chip Kelly was the same way.
yeah, well, here's another thing. They're trying to emulate or trying to get a team that in the 2019 that didn't even win a Super Bowl.
Right.
Why are you gonna try to emulate or become another team that, first of all, you didn't win a Super Bowl? I mean, you had chips fall your way to even get there.
True.
So I mean, and they got lucky on some stuff that happened that year. But yeah, I don't know, man.
See,
I'm
to
tired
me,
of
if I were Denise, what I would do is I would look at the front office and say, this isn't good enough.
Exactly.
I'm getting rid of Parag, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a vice president from another organization who has actually had success. And then every move after that is his decision. Does John Lynch stay or go? That's up to him. Does Kyle Shanahan stay or go? That's up to him. Like, that's the whole point of hiring it in the proper order.
Right. So so lately I've heard you mention Parag Marathe's name, but I thought he was basically just a money man doing the contract. So what else is he really doing?
Go to the 49ers.com. Search Parag Marath. Read his entry on 49ers.com and tell me if it doesn't come across like he's one of the most, if not the most powerful person in the front office. I do think Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, has ultimate veto power over everyone right now.
Yeah.
I think Kyle is the most powerful person under is Denise, Jed, Kyle, Parag, John, way low. Way low. Because to me, it's like Kyle essentially picks the players and Parag decides how much they get. And John, I don't know what he does. He talks
I've heard people say, "Oh, John Lynch is not doing a good job." I'm like, you know what, man? Shanahan's the one really calling all the shots. To me, Lynch is like.
To me, Parag is very much involved in the structure of the team. So when they were like, DeForest Buckner isn't worth it, that's a Parag argument.
Okay.
Or we don't take corners in the first 2 rounds for 20 years.
Wow.
That's Parag. Or we're going to keep gambling on players with medical issues in the first 3 rounds when the rest of the league waits until day 3. You've been doing it for 20 years.
Gosh.
Who's the common denominator? I don't. He was very good. He's very good at saving New York's money, and he's been doing it for 20 years. But I think there's a lot of guys who could do that and bring success to the freaking franchise, which he hasn't done.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for educating me on that, man. Because like I said, I just thought he was the guy just doing the contracts and that was it. But
executive vice president, and they say that he works alongside in his bio. It says that he works alongside Lynch and Shanahan on all football matters.
Wow.
Kind of scary.
Okay.
Kind of scary.
Hey, thanks, Grant, so much, man. Take it easy. Have a good night. And about this game today, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, "Oh, the Niners are favorites." So I don't know, man. I don't know. With this offense is so Jekyll and Hyde.
It's going to come down to which team turns the ball over in the rain.
Right.
Field goal. It's going to be a kind of a fluky game, I think.
Yeah. Because this weather evens it out for both teams.
It does. And I think the defining play or the play that, decides the game is going to be something really weird. Fluky.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Grant. Thanks so much, man. Have a good day, man.
For sure. You too. What's up, Freddie?
What's up, G Easy?
Don't you ever. What's up, man?
Hey, man, I hope everything's good with you. I know you were talking, but I hope everything's good.
Oh, yeah, things slowly improving.
Yeah, it will, man. You're doing a really good job.
Thanks.
So I just wanted to drop my opinion, see what you think. I've been hearing a lot of talk about Kyle's a genius and this and that. But I think one thing we're missing is when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And Kyle's a weasel. And I think John is a stand-up guy, man. You could tell. I think he's just a guy that's like, put it on me. But I think Kyle is dogging him. When you lose the locker room, it's over, man. That's it. We've seen it with Harbaugh.
Why is he a weasel?
He's just he's a brand. I've heard it. He's a brand.
So what you're saying is he's more loyal to his brand than the 49ers brand.
Yeah, that's
protecting his brand. Hey, you know what? His dad was the same way. The Shanahans are a brand. I've always felt this way about them. And his dad was very power hungry. He was always trying to be the vice president and the general manager and the head coach, like Belichick, but more, pretty much.
Yeah, and but all I hear is, oh, Shanahan's playing 3D chess, and you don't know he's hiding his hand. It's like, nah, man, this what he is doing. He's telling you, I think he's out. He's out. He's out the door. You know, people can check out. He's checked out.
He's checked out.
They have no future. They mortgage the future. Like this is where we're at.
First round picks. There's a quarterback that he's lukewarm on. Two quarterbacks that he's lukewarm on, and no first round picks. He looks a little. You could argue he looks checked out.
So yeah, and my last point, I just want to give you props. You know, I always look to what people are predicting the future, and they're right, is team building, and the what you've been saying, I've been catching is about how to win a championship, and it's rookie quarterback contracts. Like everybody, like with analytics, all this, it's catching up, and that's the way right now. So
because these young quarterbacks seem to be performing well quicker than they did 20 years ago. It seems like you can make the transition better, that college is preparing them better. They're throwing more in college. And this rookie wage scale is a huge loophole that they need to change. All of a sudden, you can get a really good quarterback making like a fraction of what he's actually worth on the open market. You got to have that. You got to have it. Because when they do get to the open market, they're now getting 40, 50, they're getting basketball, they're getting Steph Curry money. And I think it's hard to win that way.
Can I make one last point and just see what you think? Yeah. Man, if I was Jed, I would have fouled Kyle after the Arizona game. I mean, that'd be like me giving the keys of my Benz. This is my prized possession, and you just doing donuts in the parking lot.
Pretty much.
I
nicked it up all over. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like I would have been right on the sideline, like, dude, you're gone.
Yeah.
And because,
like, are you trying to? Yeah, I feel you on that.
Because look at it. Did you see his parents? His dad looked pissed. His dad knows football, and it looked like his dad was like, he's gonna get my kid killed out there.
Wow. Yeah, he looked very concerned. Yep. Yeah.
So,
all right, Freddie, great call. That was a really good call. Good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Sacktown Mike.
Hey, what's up, Grant?
What's up, Sacktown? How you doing?
Man, good. I forgot we had the late game today, man. I forgot.
You got time, man. You got time to get yourself together.
Man, since I've been watching the show, I've been learning a lot, like how we don't play early games, like in the start of the season. How someone, like, it's kind of sad to say, but the guy died a couple years ago, and talking about
right. They don't want those hot games in Santa Clara.
And man, it's just crazy, like how our franchise changed in a year and a half. And I just think if we lose today, it's going to show. It's going to be like when we lost Harbaugh, like when we were beating the Bears 21-0 at halftime, or when we were beating the Chargers. I think it was 21-0. We ended up losing those games, and it came out. Those were like the games that.
Right. That was the Levi's home. That was the Levi's debut, right? The first game ever at Levi's, they lost to the Bears. Remember that?
Yeah, Jimmy Ward gave up the TDs, and then Gore had like that 90-yard run after the catch from Kaepernick.
Yeah, I remember Kaepernick had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end that really cost the Niners. I think the Bears were going up to him after missed throws and saying, "Hey, good job," and I think he used a racial slur, or he said something and he got in trouble. Like the ref heard him and they gave him a 15-yard penalty. And
dang, he
did remember that? It was a big deal. I think that was sort of when Kaepernick was starting to, when the league was starting to get to him. I don't know. The league started. I don't know what it was, but someone said something to him and he said something back, and the rest flagged him. Anyway.
But right now it reminds me of that, because I was still in like high school at that time. And I remember like the Dilfers and JT. So I remember the bad Niners, and the good Niners came. And the good Niners came for about 2-3 years, 11, 12, 13, 14. We went 8-8. So I think if we lose this game, and that shows what kind of team we are. Like if you lose after the bye week, they don't have T.Y. They don't got, who is it? Campbell, the other wide receiver. They're missing a cornerback.
That's right.
The only person we don't got is knee tendonitis, Kinlaw. I'm pretty sure he's out.
Kittle.
Yeah, and
Kittle, Trent Williams, Mostert.
Yeah, but I think if we got to win this, man. If we lose this,
it's gonna be like 2014. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
And you notice a lot of stuff's been coming out, like the Martellus Bennett. I just watched that yesterday. John Lynch. Like, if it wasn't a crisis, why would you title it like, "Are we going through a crisis?" I think that was the title on it.
Yeah.
Like, are the Niners going through a crisis or something?
Uh-huh.
And I think this is a must-win, man. If we don't win this, or at least get like 10 wins this season, somebody's gonna go. And
I think it's gonna be Lynch, and I wouldn't be surprised if he resigns because I don't think he'll get fired. I don't think they'll fire him. I think they'll just say, John, it's time for you to go back to Fox.
And I've been going because you guys talked about, was it Parag?
Yeah.
And I looked. There's a couple co-owners too, and I don't like. I think it is the management, man. Like who was he involved when we had Harbaugh?
Yeah. Dude, he got here in 2001. 2001. That was 4 years before Jed got here, man. Jed was in college, I think.
So that means he only had 2 good years because we were garbage in 04. That's when we were we had like 2-14 record
when they still had Mariucci and Owens and Garcia, and then after a couple of years, he turned the team into this mess that it's been for the last 18. Like they had winning seasons with Garcia. They got rid of Steve Mariucci. I don't know if that was Prague's idea, but they got rid of Mariucci and they went to Erickson, and they've been wandering in the desert since then.
Dang.
That's
crazy.
Zach, I got to take some more calls though, man. We're almost up against the hour and football's about to start. But thanks for calling.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, thank you, man. Take care.
Sure. Later. T.O.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on?
First time caller, but I've been listening for a long time, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to call in and talk about, Shanahan's scheme. So everyone talks about how his scheme is so good, but it seems like it only supports one wide receiver. When Ayuk was the main guy, he got all the catches, just supported him, and now he's there, but it's just Debo. I feel like we don't, like when Trey Lance was in, we don't run like a scramble drill very well, like spread it out, like where it's all just funneled to where Shanahan wants the ball to go. He doesn't let us just go play football sometimes.
Interesting. I feel you on that because it seems to me Arizona's the opposite. If you look at the distribution, everyone has about the same. But here, Shanahan likes to just feed his basically Kittle and whoever his wide receiver is.
Exactly. He wants to decide. Yeah, he wants to decide where the ball's going to go. It kind of feels like
it's going to Debo now, and I said so. As opposed to, that's my quarterback. He'll distribute it as he sees fit.
Yes, and that's how I think it should be. Like that's how all the good teams are.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just.
But he had a really successful season in 2016, so you can't argue with his results.
Yeah, sure.
Who do you think wins tonight, man? Who do you think wins tonight?
Man.
Niner fans don't seem so confident right now.
I want it to be us, but I don't know. I really don't know. I think I don't know if we're going to be able to stop Jonathan Taylor, honestly. That man's a monster. That's another thing. We are a run-first team with a bad or average O-line and average running backs.
That's true. How did that happen?
It's our draft.
And no Kittle and no Trent Williams. I mean, that's a fluke, but it's a rough position to be in tonight.
We don't prioritize. I mean, I guess we're just bad at drafting a lineman. That's what it is. And then we don't prioritize running backs. And it's like the Colts have a great O-line, and they drafted Jonathan Taylor in the second round.
Early second
round. And he was my favorite running back in that class. I don't know how the Chiefs took Clyde Edwards-Helaire over him. That was crazy. But anyway, we're supposed to be all about running the football, but we don't even have the building blocks.
Well, they traded up for Trey Sermon, who they don't use.
Yeah, I know.
I know, man. I'm sorry. It's tough. It was a really bad time for the bye weeks to come because it's basically just 2 weeks of stewing on all the Niners on a 3-game losing streak. You know what I mean? It's like, they need to win this game because even though it wouldn't prove much, it would be so toxic if they lost. They need
if they lose, it's a big problem. Like,
oh my God.
Shanahan's
Yeah, people are still like in his corner right now. If he loses this game, I think he'll lose a lot of support. He might go on the hot seat.
I agree with you a lot about what you're saying about Prague. That sounds.
I just feel like I had an epiphany. Like we're always focused on, should we let Jed Prague do the next coaching search? Well, I don't know about that. You know, I think Prague is just way too powerful. And if you're trying to bring in a real executive who's really good, and you're bringing him from like the Saints or wherever, and you're giving him a promotion, he's not going to look at it as a promotion if he has to work side by side with Prague and ask Prague what players are worth. Like, I don't need him. Yeah. I don't need him. I can do this. So to me, Prague is there because the Yorks love him, man. They love him. They know that he's going to save him money. And like they said, everyone said the Yorks pay a lot of money, spend a lot of money. Well, I mean, not really. Like if they wanted to max out this year, they could have, probably renegotiated Jimmy's contract. And instead of giving him the money in weekly salary increments, they could have given him a big bonus and then created cap space and spent more. But they don't really do stuff like that, like the Rams do. So I don't know. I think they appear like they spend a lot, but basically Prague is just saving them a ton of money. And I'm not sympathetic of billionaires who are trying to increase their profit margin, because in the 80s and 90s, Eddie didn't operate that way. He spent and spent and spent.
There was also no salary cap then, right?
Right, but he spent on things that didn't, that there wasn't a cap for. Like, there's no cap on position players and coaches. And Wes Welker being here, there are some weak coaches here. I don't know. Also, that stadium is so bare bones. I think it's the illusion of spending.
I live in Texas, so I've never been.
And the organization is worth like $3.5 billion. They
could
do a lot better. They could do
like fifth or fourth, and
they could do a lot better.
Yeah.
I got to take a few more calls, man. Good to see you.
All right,
calling in.
Take care, man.
All right, man. Later. Kyle.
Hello. Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can. What's up?
So this is my first time calling too. I've been a fan for a while. I've been watching you. I've never had the balls to call, but now I call. I'm very confused on why the front office doesn't push for like trades, if that makes sense. Like when Stephon Gilmore was available, when he got released, our number one position currently is corner. We need a corner. Our secondary is so trash. Like, Jason Verrett tears his ACL every year. The dude's made of, like, glass. Emmanuel Mosley he's good, but he's inconsistent, too. He's like everybody else on our team. Like, Gilmore, he's out of his prime, okay? Mm-hmm. We chose Josh Norman over Gilmore. Josh Norman got thrown by Derrick Henry. I don't really, like, Stephon Gilmore.
I think what's happening, Kyle, is that the Niners traded their first-round picks the next 2 years, and they're reluctant to trade more picks. I think they're really more in the mode right now. We got to get picks back, and I think that's why they're playing Jimmy. I think they really think that they'll play Jimmy all year, and that Jimmy will go to the playoffs, and they'll get like a good pick for him, and it'll all be worth it. I think that's their plan. I think they're in pick acquiring mode, acquisition mode.
I agree. I think we probably could get a decently high pick for Garoppolo. There are teams that would love Garoppolo, like maybe. Jacksonville.
He has to stay healthy. I don't know if he can do that. That's the thing with this whole plan. Like it involves Jimmy staying healthy the whole season, and he's already gotten hurt once.
Well, that's not a shocker. Though. I was expecting him to get hurt.
Shocker.
I kind of wanted him to get hurt though. I wanted to see Lance to get in.
Don't say that. But yeah, I feel you. Don't say that though. That's you never want a player to get hurt. I'm just saying. Where are you calling from?
Of course,
Kyle.
I'm from Cali.
From Cali. That narrows it down. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, we better win tonight. That's all I can say. I don't want to see us lose to the Colts. If we lose, like I've been seeing a lot of people talk about like how the Niners are going to be fine. Like we just need to get healthy. We need to be good. If we lose,
here's the one upshot to the Niners losing tonight. If they do, I think Lance would start next week. That's my prediction. Which is, it's better for the future. The more starts he gets this year, the better. So bring it on.
Well, after the Arizona game, I don't even know if I want Lance to start. I don't want.
I know, right? If that's going to be the way they use him, like that's just.
He ran for he ran like 40 times, 35 times,
47 times. He ran 47 times that game. Kyle, I got to take a couple more calls because football's about to start. So, but I appreciate you calling in, man. You killed it.
Thank you very much.
You had the balls. You did it. Good job. Later. What's up, Chase?
What's good, Grant? How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm good. So I just want to say, I think from a journalist perspective, this game has got to be amazing for you. Like, there's so many storylines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's like, prime time and the whole football nation is watching it's great. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. But I think the weather's really gonna dictate a lot more than people are expected.
I agree. We saw what the weather did to that game in Washington. Like, it was the defining thing about that game. It was so little you could really do.
Well, I feel like it kind of makes the storylines it makes the game kind of a crapshoot. Like, you have no idea. Yeah. So if Garoppolo plays bad, I mean,
who can make field goals in the rain? Who fumbles less times in the rain? That kind of stuff.
Well, and Robbie Gould's not back, right? So
exactly.
So and I'm looking at the weather, and I think it's like 16-mile-an-hour projected winds at the start of the game in Santa Clara. Yeah, I don't know what the weather's like in Oakland right now, but in Chico, it's bad. It's 30-mile-an-hour winds.
This could be a 0-0 tie.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy though. I don't know. I don't think Jimmy's gonna be able to throw.
No, I don't think so. This would be a really good game to have Lance.
Oh, exactly. And then you could
good game.
You could run. Yeah. No. I mean,
but they don't.
No.
I'm curious, man. They could definitely lose the game. I think they should win it. I think they will win it, but by a point, by 2, by 3, something like that. I don't know.
Well, and if they lose, then people are still going to kind of have an excuse for Garoppolo, right? Oh, it's rainy. Like, we don't really know.
People always have excuses for Garoppolo, and maybe they're legit. But, dude, go play on another team, please.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
Good stuff, Chase.
Yeah. Get your other calls, bro.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, deuces.
I'm going rapid fire now. That is 10:04, and football's about to start. What's up, Raymond?
What up, G? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, all right. So going into this week, just for all the fans, we still keep hearing the argument of Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, back and forth. But as a fan base, can we all get off that narrative and just say it's time to win then? Because what were we told before the season started? We were told that if they had insurance at the quarterback position,
we're going to be
that
okay.
This team should advance to the playoffs. They're going to be okay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
No more excuses, period, point blank. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They need to win. And this is that type of game where you're playing an indoor team. It is outdoors. It is muddy. I don't want to hear any excuses.
2 weeks to prepare.
Just win the damn game.
2 weeks to prepare. Yes. Home game. Win the game. Oh, you didn't have Trent Williams?
Win the game.
Don't care. You didn't have George Kittle? Don't care.
Nope.
Win the game.
Nope.
Nope.
You know why? Because they chose to keep – they made these choices to bring all these players back to this team. They knew that's the whole risk reward with a lot of these guys was they had extensive injury histories. We knew this about every single player.
And it's not the kind of team where they're preparing for the future. You're not playing a bunch of young guys. Win the game. In fact, you're not playing your young guys. You're playing a bunch of vets. Win.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, all right, you really felt that way.
You're playing Josh Norman over Diamador Lenore. Yeah. Win.
Yeah, it's like at what point does it just become about the head coach and the results that are on the field? At what point does it become about that? Because it's like we keep shifting the narrative to, well, man, if it was a different quarterback out there, maybe Ayuk would get the ball. Hey, it's Ayuk running certain routes. Hey, it's this guy on the offensive line not performing. It's like, bro, they put this team together. This is the team they put together.
Yeah, and they've been putting it together for 5 years. Like, this isn't year 2 of a rebuild. This is all. Yeah. This is like.
So I think that's the thing is this is must win. So if you don't win these type of games, it's like, well, that's the type of season you're going to have. So.
Right. And it's a performance business. And if you want to stay employed, beat the Colts. It's that simple. If you don't beat the Colts, then you put yourself on the hot seat. Sorry. You should have beat the Colts.
Yeah.
That's why. Raymond, I got to keep taking more calls, though. But that was a very strong call.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Always great to talk to you, man.
Peace.
Anoop.
Hey, Grant.
What it do? How you doing, man?
Good. Let's talk good news. I thought Trey Lance, just showed some amazing athletic talent in that start. He's got feet like Russell Wilson, considering his size. He's 240 pounds. He's
Love the way he moves. Love the way he moves.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
So we'll end up, I think, going with him. But
he's already one of the best scramblers in the league. I mean, he was as dangerous scrambling as Kyler was, I thought, in that game. And Kyler didn't get he was more dangerous scrambling. Kyler couldn't get out of the pocket. Trey Lance, you couldn't keep him in it.
They couldn't touch him. Chandler Jones couldn't touch him. It was fantastic.
There was nothing they could do to contain him in the pocket. I like that.
It was amazing. I think when we put that together with, just a sound game plan, he can make all the throws. Look at the throw he made to Ayuk on third and 40, third and 30, whatever.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, he can make some big time throws. Absolutely.
Let's not waste this year, man. Let's get him in there somehow, some way. Otherwise, the Niners gain nothing by having a losing season. They don't have.
That's to me the one upshot if they lose tonight. If they lose tonight, there's zero reason to stick with Jimmy. And nothing against Jimmy, but the sooner they get Trey Lance some experience, the better next season looks, in my opinion. Because I don't buy this whole contending in 2021 thing. I always thought that was rich. It's next year. Next year is when your window opens. Like, be honest with yourself. There's no 2019 vibes coming. It's all about 2022, I think. I do. Doesn't mean you have to give up on the year, but I still think you need to be doing everything you can to get Trey Lance ready for next year. Sorry.
Got to.
And if Mike McGlinchey doesn't like it, well, Mike McGlinchey can deal with it. Anu, great to talk to you, man. I got to keep it going.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Chewy and Alejandro, I'm bumping you to the front of the line because you're.
What's up, Grant? How's it going?
What's up, guys?
Nothing much, man. We're stuck in the airport here. We're trying to get to the game here tonight. So
what's up with that? Where are you guys in Texas still?
We're in Phoenix right now. Flight delays,
Oh, dang! What happened?
That's
delayed.
That stupid rain, I guess, over in.
Oh, you'll make it. You'll make it. You got all day.
Yeah, we'll be there. But so I wanted to ask you. It's kind of unfair that we got this rain game today because now we can evaluate nothing about the performance today, right? Like, we're not going to be able to throw the ball. We're going to be running. Deebo Samuel might get a couple laterals here or there. We're not going to tell if Jimmy's effective or not.
No.
I mean, this is a complete throwaway game.
Right, but they have to win it. That's what's cool. I mean, it's not a game where you come out and you be like, well, I have a big statement to say about Jimmy. It's about Kyle and the future of the team. Like, can Kyle win this game? And is this team justified in calling themselves a playoff contender after a 4-game losing streak? They got to win this game, Chewy. Who do you think wins? You already picked the Niners to win. Why?
Yeah, I picked the Niners. I actually think it's going to surprise.
Give the Niner fans some hope.
All right, Niner family here. So this is what's going to happen. The defense for the Colts, they are strong in the middle. They don't move well sideline to sideline. So even though it's rainy, we're going to be able to get on the outside. I think Mitchell's going to have a big game. Jermichael Hasty's probably going to get into the mix there. But I think we're going to be able to run the ball effectively. Deebo will go off in this game because they're going to try to get him the ball since he's really the only weapon that we have right now. Since Ayuk they lost interest in playing Ayuk. So I think Deebo goes off. We're actually going to surprise people. I think we score probably 27, 28 points. And the Colts, all they have is Taylor, the running back. And he's a speed back. When he's running in that Santa Clara turf there with the rain drenched, that's going to negate his speed. So I think the Colts are going to completely get shut down on offense.
Alejandro, who you got winning?
I think it's going to be a really close game, but I think the 49ers have a big chance of winning just because of the rain.
Me too. I think so too.
Y'all quit agreeing. It's not going to be a close
I know.
game, Grant. We're gonna blow them out, Grant. I'm calling it right now.
All right.
So we need it.
All right.
We're either gonna blow them out or we're gonna lose 6-0. So either way.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys make it up here. Text me, DM me.
All right.
Cool. Hear from you. Good luck.
All right.
Enjoy
Cool,
Phoenix.
man. Later.
All right. See you. Bossy.
What's up, Grant?
What's up, man? How you doing?
First time caller, long time listener.
Great to have you. What's on your mind?
I remember when you had like 300 subs, so good to see you in the channel growing. Thanks. Short call. I just want to say that, the 49ers might lose today. It's a very possible thing that can happen. And if and when they do lose and you hear the boos, can you record it and post it?
Yeah, I can. Absolutely. I will do that from the press box. It's going to be – you think they're going to lose, huh?
I mean, I hope not. I was going to go to the game, but then I gave away my tickets because it's raining and we might lose. But, yeah, It could happen because that guy Jonathan Taylor, he's hot.
Yeah.
Their run game, I don't know if we'll be able to stop it. It's gonna be a battle in the trenches. And our running backs, I mean, they haven't shown much this year, so I mean, if the run game is dominant for the
Other
Colts,
than that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you hear the boos come in at Levi Stadiums, record it, and then you'll be able to say, "I told you so." Time to move on to Trey Lance.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
Good to talk to you, Grant. See you later.
All right, man. Later. Last call of the day, Sean. Last call of the day. What's going on?
Not much, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So I wanted to touch on your cornerback situation, or us never drafting a corner.
Yeah.
So Eric Davis, famous corner for 49ers, he said his philosophy would be, with the way the league is now, that you have to build from the outside in, meaning starting with the corners and going in. He said same way for offense, you would build from the outside in, starting with wide receivers going in. I just wanted to know what your thoughts was on that.
The way I think about it is, that's a good point that he makes. I look at it a little differently. You obviously need to be good everywhere, but you're trying to figure out, where do I invest? Do I invest in free agency in the DBs, or do I do that in the draft? Where in the draft? I think on D-line, you can get really good defensive line players in free agency, and you can get them in their 30s, and they're still good, and they're not super expensive. Defensive tackles, I mean, the Bucks did that last year. Most of their guys on their D-line are guys they got in free agency, but to get really good corners, I think they need to be young, and I think they need to be drafted fairly high. I don't think you're going to get a great corner after the 40th pick. You might, but it's probably look at the top paid corners in the league and look where they were drafted. Usually they're all
first rounder.
At the latest, like 35, 36, like Trayvon Diggs. But after that, pretty much they're gone, because it's an easy position to scout. Can you cover? Can you cover?
Yeah.
No. Yes. If you can, you're going high. So the Niners need to draft the position relatively high, and the fact that they haven't done it in 20 years is a huge problem.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, Sean. Good to
Thanks,
talk
man.
to you. All right, man. Okay, that's the show. Let me take this thing away. Last thing someone said was low energy beta. Oh, dang. He's a narcissistic in denial. Whew. That's harsh. Kyle, I think you should probably win this game. It would be in your best interest for you to win this game, because you have lost a ton of support. I wouldn't even say stuff like that about you. So good luck. Go get them. I'll be at the stadium in a few hours, and we'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon. Go enjoy some football in the meantime, in between time. Later.